Good afternoon, ladies and gents. This is Richard Smith here, the head professional at Topgolf Chigwell. Here we're going to talk a little bit about drawing and fading the ball and how this can actually improve our golf when we go out and play on the golf course, and also actually when we're playing Topgolf as well. So just for those who don't know what a draw and a fade is, a draw shot is a golf ball that starts just to the right of the target and makes its way back to the target, so it curves in the air, and a fade shot is one that starts left of the target and actually curves right in the air and finishes on the target as well. So they're draw and fades, guys. They can be done intentionally and unintentionally. You know, we see plenty of that. Sometimes there'll be players that come to me that have a certain shot shape they don't particularly like. So some people come to me and don't like to see that. Very predominantly, actually, a lot of players don't like to see the golf ball curve left to right in the air because of some of the negative effects that has on the golf ball and how we strike the ball. So here today, I'm going to explain to you kind of what they are, you know, how we play them, and how we can actually stop playing them as well. So first of all, just hit a couple of shots. I'm going to show you very, very quickly the mechanics of a fade shot. Now there's actually three methods you can use here to try and shape the golf ball. I'm going to give you my preference. So one's really, really simple. All it's about, quite simply, all we actually do is weaken our grip. So take our normal hold where I'm seeing my kind of 2 and a half knuckles on that lead hand and that letter V shape up towards my shoulder. Once again, my right hand comes over, as I mentioned in the blog, and that V shape goes up towards your shoulder as well. So that's my normal hold, guys. If I wanted to actually shape the golf ball from left to right, what I would actually do is I would actually weaken this grip. So instead of holding the golf club in a position that what we call conventional or kind of out of the textbook, what I'm actually going to do is actually bring my hand not over as much, and that's going to what we call weaken the hold. So now I'm only maybe seeing the 1 knuckle on that lead hand there. All right, now, for a player that's predominantly getting a lot of right to left curves, so actually overdrawing the ball or hooking the ball, maybe doing that will take some of the curve off, so that's really, really important. For someone who's got a pretty neutral flight though, that will help you curve the golf ball in the air. So really, really simple. All I would do is weaken my hold, maybe aim a little bit left of target, and then swing on the line of the feet. And then what you can see there is how that golf ball moves its way back towards its intended target. So all I've done there was really, really simple. I actually just weakened my hold to make the golf ball curve left to right in the air. So that's one method. And once again, guys, sorry, just to jump back in there, but if you actually wanted to draw the golf ball, so actually work it back the other way, instead of taking our weaker hold, we'd do completely the opposite. We'd actually go for a slightly stronger hold. And what that would actually do is that would make the golf ball curve right to left for someone, I can't stress this enough actually, this is for someone who hits the ball relatively straight in the air. But for you guys that are struggling with it curving either ways on the golf course, just tweaking your grip, it's a good in-play, it's what I would call a good in-play method. So if the ball was curving a certain way when you're out on the golf course, and while you're at Topgolf, guys, you know, if you're going for the blue target and it constantly keeps missing left, just taking your normal hold and just tweaking your hand back the other way, that will take some of the curve off the golf ball and actually help the ball finish more on target. So that's one method, guys. My second method is, once again, very, very simple, is actually take the release out of the shot. Now, what I mean by that is when the golf club comes into impact, what the face does, it actually rotates through the hitting area. All right, so if I wanted that golf ball to curve right to left, I may increase my hand rotation through the shot. By increasing my hand rotation through the shot, that would actually encourage the golf ball to draw. So very, very similar to if you're kicking a football. If you were trying to kick a football and you wanted it to curve, you know, you would wrap your foot around it like that, and that would actually get the golf ball to curve that way. So I'll just show you that, guys, because it will look a little bit different in the golf swing. So if I want to curve the ball right to left in the air, what I'd actually do is make my golf swing and turn my hands over much, much more. So certainly through the hitting area, it's a much, much more what we call aggressive release there. I'll just show you that one more time just so you can see it. It's a very, very, very aggressive release. So the hands are over rotating. And once again, guys, for it to curve right to left like that, if we don't want the ball to curve as much, what we'd actually do is take that release out. So instead of actually releasing the golf club to get the ball curving the other way, what I would now do is keep my hands much more passive, much, much more quiet through the hitting area. So I'd actually take that release out. And what that will do to the golf ball, when I'm coming through impact, that actually makes the golf ball once again curve that way, because what I'm not letting the club face do is kind of that motion there. We don't want that face wrapping over too much. So by taking off the release, that stops the golf ball from curving as much, certainly from right to left. Once again, if you're out on the golf course, you're at Topgolf and the golf ball's doing a certain action, just being able to manipulate the club face through impact through the hitting zone will actually straighten the golf ball up. Now this is my preferred method, guys. So this is the way I like to see, certainly my players, and how I actually like to shape the golf ball. So there's a few things we need to change when we're hitting a golf shot that actually curves in the air. So first of all, body alignment. So if I just take my normal stance, hopefully the camera can pick this up. What I'd like, if I'm aiming for the blue target, it's really, really important that we get, normally if we want it to go straight, we get all our posture and alignment pointing in the direction we want the golf ball to go. So parallel to the target with my feet and getting this club face actually aiming at the target. Now if I want the golf ball to actually curve in the air, what I'm going to do is I'm going to position my feet. So in this particular occasion, I want the golf ball to curve slightly left to right in the air. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to position my feet, my knees, my hips and my shoulders left of the target, where I want the golf ball to start. So just left of the target. You can see there pointing to the left. Now, with this club face alignment, what you'll hear, one of the biggest misconceptions you'll hear people say here, this face should point at the target. It doesn't. We still want it to point just to the left of the target, but further right than where my feet are pointing. That's really, really important, guys. I can't stress that enough. So when you're trying to shape a golf ball, if you point your feet where you want the ball to start and the club face where you want the golf ball to finish, so at the target, that ball will start far too far right and it will curve right of target. So really just want to reiterate that again, guys. It's really, really important. If you're going to shape the ball this way, this is a really, really important piece of information. Your feet start pointing left of the target where you want the ball to start, but the face has to point in between where you want the ball to finish and your feet alignment. All right, so always remember this has much, much more impact and influence than the direction you swing the golf club. So it's really important that this club face points in between the two. So if I take my hold, guys, as normal now, so I'm taking my very conventional hold there. I hope the camera can pick that up. So I'm going to go back to my conventional hold. You can see there my feet, my knees, my hips and my shoulders are all pointing to the left of the target. My club face is in between the two, so in between the target and my feet alignment and body alignment. If I take my golf swing and just keep the hands nice and passive through the shot because we want the ball to curve, certainly in this strong right to left wind today, what you'll see is, that's very nice, you can see how the ball curves back to its intended target and finishes somewhere on it. So I suppose once again, one of the benefits of knowing this kind of information is when you're going back maybe to your club golf, to your golf courses back at home, or you're standing on the range at Topgolf and you keep consistently seeing a shot bend a certain way or curve a certain way, if you can apply some of these things, some of these mechanics, and you've got some of the knowledge to know why the golf ball curves, you know, it's much, much easier to stop the ball curling, and you can do some stuff pretty quickly to take that curvature off the golf ball. Once again, thank you very much for listening, guys. I'd love to hear your feedback on all three methods. As I said, that's my preferred method. So I look forward to your feedback, guys. Thank you very much. Thanks for listening.